All right, hello everyone. This is the Dread Pirate once again. I am back, and I want to. I have a sad topic to talk about right now. For those of you not aware, um, Arizona Senator John McCain has been suffering from brain cancer for the past year. He's been struggling with it, and as of today, this is the 25th of August. It's come out the report that he is discontinuing treatment on the brain cancer that he's been suffering from, which is not good, to say the least. We don't have all the details, but it sounds like basically it's inoperable. The treatment is a lot of times worse than the disease itself. There's basically nothing they can do for him. So I mean, he's still with us, thank God. But I mean, it's kind of a death sentence. And I'm making this video because I just would like to just send my thoughts and prayers to John McCain and his family for what he's going through right now, and just let him know that I'm praying for him. I'm praying for his family. I'm still hoping for a miracle, that maybe they can come up with something better to treat it. I have a great deal of admiration and respect for John McCain, and I've always liked him. He's always seemed like a nice person. For those of you, I've commented. I've gotten political on here on many occasions. I'm a Democrat. I am a Democrat. John is definitely on the opposite political fence than I am, but John McCain to me has always struck me as just a good, charming man. A very moral man who is. We may not always agree politically, but he's a genuinely good person. He's willing to see the other side. He's willing to work with a lot of people. He's a genuinely good person, and I have a lot of admiration for him. And he's one of those. I feel like with politics, it's like very easy to get tribal and to for people to just demonize the opposition, which is part of the thing that very frustrates me. I mean, it's something that's going on forever, but it's very easy just to forget that we're all people, and we may not always agree. We don't have to agree, but a guy who you may not agree with, who may be in a different political party, he may have a good point, and he's not a bad guy. He's not trying to ruin things. It's that's the thing, and I think whenever I think of just like a Republican politician who I admire and I respect and heed the words of, I think of John McCain, and it just I've always admired him. I've always liked him, and I also know a great deal about his story and how he very much like me. Well, I only spent about 2 years in the service in the Navy, but he's Navy. He's had a very decorated military career. He has served his country both as a politician and as a soldier. He was captured, imprisoned, and tortured in Vietnam, and went through unbelievable, miserable hardships as a POW. And he came back and survived and thrived and continued to serve. He is an absolutely wonderful, brave, courageous man, and now he's facing the Grim Reaper right in the face, and he's still riding strong. He's still facing it bravely and just with dignity, and I have absolute love and admiration for him. And again, Senator McCain, you have my prayers. My prayers are with you. God bless you. Thank you for everything you've given, every service you've given us. And I mean, I'm still hoping for a miracle. If not, I mean, if your time comes, I mean, it comes to us all. But he's lived a good life, and he said in an interview that basically he wants to be remembered as a man who served his country, and he has. He is, in my opinion, one of the bravest people living today. Now I'm gonna get political again once with you guys, because as you also know, I'm no fan of our current president, Donald Trump, and part of the reason I don't like Donald Trump is the absolutely people love him for this. People love him for this this shitty attitude and being a jerk to people, and they admire him for it. I'll never forget how Donald Trump insulted the Gold Star families. the Arab family whose son had served in the military and had died in our service, and he's acting like, oh, he's made sacrifices. I'll never forget how basically Donald Trump's gone out of his way to take credit for the defeat of ISIS in Syria. Even though like that was really the work of our troops over there, the Syrian rebels who've been dealing with Bashar al-Assad and ISIS, and policies put into place by Barack Obama, and he just takes credit for it and acts like it's all him. And moreover, I'll never forget how he treated John McCain, claiming that he admires the soldiers that didn't get caught. And I just want to say, I don't. If you like Donald Trump, look, God bless you. That's your opinion. I'm probably going to say something that's going to piss you off right now, but it has to be said. Donald Trump has no idea what it is. He has no idea, and could never imagine what the bravery and conviction and self-sacrifice that John McCain is capable of. Donald Trump is a coward. He is a coward and a scumbag who has never lifted a finger for anyone else in his entire life. And part of the reason I do not and will continue to not support him is he had the gall to say that about someone who's in his own party. And the political diatribe is going to stop now. I don't like Trump. My point is that, and I'm sorry for those I've offended by bringing him up. I apologize. All I can say is that John McCain is one of the bravest men living today. He is a national hero, and he's staring down death with dignity and grace. And my prayers are there with him. And I hope we hang on. I hope we hang on to him for years to come. I hope he stays with us. This whole situation kind of reminds me. For those of you who've looked at my banner at YouTube or visited my blog and noticed the exact same things there, I'm a giant Ronnie James Dio fan. And another person I admire who sadly was taken, who was taken by cancer, was Ronnie James Dio, who died of stomach cancer. And but I mean, and again, thank God John's still alive, still with us. But it's like I remember, Dio, he as he struggled and fought cancer for the longest time, he just he was in the hospital and they were worried, it's gonna happen, he's gonna die, and he was interviewed there and he was just like, he's fighting, he's not gonna give up, and he wants to live, and the people coming to visit him, to comfort him, he was comforting them. It's like, to the end, Ronnie was still of good humor and a bright spirit, and it's like, I could only hope that I could live as good a life as John McCain, to be as noble, to live a good life as Dio, to have touched people and have moved them as such. And I hope that if I were ever in such a situation, I mean, again, I don't want to die. I really don't. I want us all to live forever. I really do. But when my time comes, if I'm facing that, I could only hope I could face it with such bravery and grace as those two men do. So, once again, John McCain, God bless you. My prayers are with you. And my prayers are with your family. You are a national treasure, and you mean the absolute world to me. So once again, just God bless my friend. Thank you for people for listening to me tear up over here about John. But by all means, send your thoughts and prayers to him too. His family could use it right now, and he's a patriot. He's earned it. So that's all for now. Next video is going to be a lot happier, or an attempt to be happier. I'll catch y'all later. Before I go, there's one more little John McCain story I wanted to talk about that meant a lot to me. Before I close out here, one of the better moments I've had in my Navy experience was we were in boot camp and we were undergoing the code of conduct training, and we were learning about what to do if you're ever taken prisoner, what happened if you're stuck in enemy territory. Mostly it was about the code of conduct and just keeping faith with your fellow prisoners if you're ever caught by the enemy. And during that lesson, they showed us a lot of videos of veterans and POWs who'd actually been captured and their experiences in various wars. And one was John McCain, and he talked about how one of them managed to make or smuggle in an American flag. And the prisoners, he and the other prisoners made it a point to every day to say the Pledge of Allegiance, to keep their faith up, to keep their spirits up. And the Viet Congs were fucking bastards, and they would they would confiscate it from them, and like they would steal from them. They would have to hide it. They would have to hide it and have like different prisoners keep it, But they always went out of their way to hold on to it, and basically to keep their faith by pledging allegiance to the flag. And they would and once the Viet Cong of course found out that they had the damn thing, and so they would demand who's got it. So they would beat the shit out of them, and they would like brutally beat them over and over again and do horrible things to them, all in order to get the flag. And they maintained it. They kept it. And every day they said the Pledge of Allegiance, and helped them get through that time. And it's I always had respect for John McCain, but that just hearing that story, hearing what he and other soldiers who'd been and sailors who'd been captured in battle had go through, and them keeping the faith, is always something that meant a lot to me, and is again part of the reason why I feel the way I do about the man, of just how just a strong, tough, awesome guy John McCain is, and those that served with him. That's all I've got, folks. It's just that's a little tidbit of why I admire John McCain and why I think y'all should too. But yeah, so that's all I got to say on the matter. But again, God bless John McCain. This is Dread Pirate signing off.